I hate to use recency bias. I actually feel in today's wrestling, recency bias gets used like crazy. A great match will happen. It's the greatest match of all time. A great promo will happen. It's the greatest promo of all time. A great move, a great finish. It's the greatest. It's one of the greatest. But I have to be a hypocrite for a minute. I have to. I have to admit when I'm being hypocritical as someone who hates when people say that. That segment between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, that promo from both of them is one of the best promos I've ever watched in my life. It was hook, line, and sinker. Everything. Saying the loud, like the parts out loud, saying those things, the elephants in the room, addressing them, all of them. Believability, legitimacy. We know these guys don't like each other. We know these guys mean pretty much everything they're saying. We already knew all of these things, but they haven't been said out loud, and they just said them out loud. This was a match that did not need a promo before next week. This was a match that you write it down on paper and it sells itself. You put it in as the main event on your debut on Netflix and it sells itself. And you do what you do with Roman and Solo and Rhea and Liv. You throw a video package on and say, next week you get the conclusion. But instead, we get that promo segment. Maybe it is being too hypocritical with the recency bias, but that is one of my favorite promos I've ever watched. That is an absolute perfect end to the run of WWE Raw on cable on USA. Now, a piece of me thinks when they get onto Netflix and those guys are spitting, there's no rush. They don't need to get off that quick. They can keep going because, they've definitely got a few more in the chamber. They could have kept going. They used a lot of big hits, but there's still a few more big hits in there that we know. That was absolute perfection.